Yeah, man. Yeah, it's intense. Aspen
Yeah,
and
man.
that whole western slope, the whole other side of
Yeah,
this.
8,000 feet.
the
And here
state.
it's 5,280
Shit.
feet. 1 mile. That's why they call it the mile high city.
Okay.
Because it's 1 mile off of the ground.
Yeah, they brought up like a lot of athletes and Olympians that come train
There,
because their stamina gets built
Yeah.
up. So when they go out anywhere else, they're
Yeah.
able to.
And when I used to live in Ethiopia in Addis, it was kind of the same situation. 'Cause Addis is like the third highest city in the world.
Oh wow,
Ah.
yeah,
It's really high. So that's why the East Africans are so good at marathon running.
yeah,
You know what I mean? And they're always taking the goal.
yeah, man.
True.
Yeah, what you said Addis Ababa, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and that was your mom was in the UN.
Yeah,
and,
yeah.
Yeah, that's cool, man.
Yeah, man.
My thing is, how do they treat Rasta? You know, I know Shashamani
In
and
Addis?
yeah, because like a lot of Africans I meet, you know, Eritrean or Ethiopian, you know, Habashan people love
yeah.
Rasta. You know what I
Um,
mean? But sometimes you get this like some African are like, yo,
Yeah, it's-
Rasta is too, you know, over the top. He think man is God, you know.
Yeah, I think you have to understand, you know. Remember saying, you know, it's like somebody would come to the US or come to Jamaica and talk all these great things about our prime minister.
Yeah.
So we come to Ethiopia now, so like they're in their bubble. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And we're coming out from an outer perspective. But
Gotcha.
it's two sides to the coin. I feel like people really love Rasta. Like Ethiopia and Jamaica have a very close connection in terms of vibes and energy and thing. But then it was a little bit tricky because of the political situation in Ethiopia. So like here comes a bunch of Rastas holding up the Lion of Judah flag,
Yeah.
which represent His Majesty Haile Selassie the First.
Yeah.
And then now, here comes now the government, what is still under the rule of Derg. I know that's done now, but during that time when I was there, it was the Derg. So, and they're the ones who overthrew His Majesty. So, and then that flag was illegal.
Yeah.
So any kind of like a reggae show or go on or anything, and you seen the big Lion of Judah flag, 'cause we not deal with the blue pentagon flag. We not deal with the flag there, none at all. You know what I mean? So there's that kind of, on the politics side, them not really love Rasta or trust Rasta or very, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But the people, them love Rasta because reggae music, you know what I mean, and what we represent beyond the ideology and beyond everything. It's not really like we are come for tell you what to do. So it's just like
Nah, we live it.
we
It's a
just live
liberty.
life. So
Yeah.
I feel like any human being, whether Ethiopian or European or whatever, can see that and feel that and look beyond those things. And that's why Rasta are one of them kind of those universal kind of culture there. Where
Yeah.
it in every city, you know,
no,
some way, somehow.
no boundaries.
Mm-mm.
Yeah. Yeah, man. So this is Wear the Crown podcast, and the reason that I started this podcast, and it's great to have you on because, you know, when I saw you last time, I talked about having you on and doing the podcast, and I hadn't started it. So this is the official real deal, and I give thanks to the eye for being here. And,
definitely.
So yeah, you know, we want to big up KG and you for letting us share the space. My man,
man.
Blood Pressure in the spot.
Big up blood pressure.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
every time.
Yeah,
Thank
man.
you for coming through.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man. So I know you're on. This is the fourth show on your tour right now.
Well, on the second leg.
Okay.
This is like to the tour. This is like our probably 27th show.
Oh wow.
You know what I mean?
27.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then we took like 5 days off,
Okay.
and then we hit the second leg, which is this is yesterday was our second show, right? Yeah, second show, and then now today's gonna be our third.
Okay. And when you
On the second
go
leg.
Colorado Springs from here, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Nice.
I didn't realize Colorado was so big. In fact, I got in trouble yesterday because I'm up on stage and I call Aspen Denver. So it's like, but sometimes we are go to so much cities like, but that's like the worst thing you can do. But
Yeah, it's in your mind.
Yeah. But them know we are tourists, so them excuse us, you know.
Yeah.
Give us a pass.
They give us a pass. So
Yeah.
now we in Denver, so we can really say Denver, you know.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
yeah.
Now, what did you think about Aspen and the whole area?
Aspen nice, man. I love the air. I noticed the air quality was just totally.
Yeah. Do you know what the elevation is when you're up there in like Stony Hill or in
like
Jack's Hill? Is it like what's the is it a higher elevation?
No, it's not that high.
It's not high like
and
this.
And then you have to remember, like, most of Jamaica is below sea level, so even the highs is not that high because we're already starting at below sea level, you know. But Aspen, of course, the altitude we took like 3 doses of. We were like 10 minutes on the oxygen mask before we hit the stage. So we can get
I moved out there like 4 years ago. My job took me out there. They paid my rent. They say, hey, I say if you take care of me for 1 year, I'll try it. And that's my first time. You know, I lived in the city my whole life, and so then moving out there, it was you know, it was life changing for my family, for me, because everybody got to see a different part of the state, but a different way of life too. You know, because we had bear and elk and deer in the backyard. You know what I mean? And I had mad space to grow. So I built a greenhouse, and I'm growing my vegetables and growing my ganja. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so
man.
and
That's
then,
good.
Yeah, it was good life. It's like waking up in a postcard every day. You know.
How often? What's the months of when it starts to snow?
Up there it's sooner, so now like down here usually the first snowfall is like in October, like by Halloween.
So how you growing there when
they call it Croptober, because for the season you got to get the seed in by May at the latest, big first of May, and then you cut October.
Cause snow, everything will turn purple.
Up there it's different, like it starts to get colder sooner. During the summer, there's not that much sunlight. You get maybe 4 hours of sunlight because you're in the valley. So the sun comes up and then it goes over. You know what I mean? It's like maybe like 2-3 hours. So when I built the greenhouse, I just watched the sun like every day for like 3 months, or like now for like a month. Just watched it to where I could see how it would like do this little pivot. You know, it'd go like 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock. 1 o'clock, and then come back. So I built a greenhouse like right to that. You know what I mean? So it took a little bit of strategy just to watch the sun
and catch it at its peak, you know.
Yeah. So, but no, it was a good thing. But now I'm back over here in the city, and the city life is different life. Different pace, but
different pace.
Yeah, man. So I guess I just wanted to highlight you because like I said, the podcast is Wear the Crown. And if every king is in a castle, building his castle and
definitely
governing his kingdom. So with the eye, I know when looking into talking to you today, I was like, man, there's a lot I didn't realize. Like, for one, your family base is so musical. Your parents, right? Can you tell me a little bit about your parents and them?
Well, mommy and daddy is in a band called Chakula.
Okay.
And that means, in Kiswahili, that means food.
Yeah.
So it's like spiritual food, you know. But I grew up in a musical household where, in those days, it wasn't really usual for a household to have a studio. Because the M box wasn't created, in those interfaces weren't created in those days. So like to have a studio in your house was like big thing. You have to have a studio. So growing up around that and being in a situation, I actually thought that was normal. Growing up, I thought that most households had studios in their house, And it's not until I leave the house and realize how special that upbringing was. And just being, I think music in a household, even whether you're doing it professionally or not, is so good for a child's upbringing, you know what I mean? And it was never forced upon us. In fact, my parents probably didn't want me to do music because they know the struggle that it takes to really go through it. But we always, wake up in the morning and you hear daddy and mommy practice harmonies and going to different shows and So them time there we are go sun splash as little youth while mommy and daddy are perform, and them thing that was special growing up, but that was never like, music wasn't, them days the music was just like something to do. It was just something fun to do. It wasn't like my thing. Me didn't want to play football, soccer. And but music was just because we have a studio. I could just fumble around with a couple words, and I used to write my lyrics. I used to do a lot of writing though.
Okay.
That's one thing I did do from a young age, was writing.
Now,
Because me couldn't sing. Kelly, sir, my other sister, she was the talent in the family because she could sing. So
yeah.
where me I go with my little lyrics, it couldn't cut it, you know what I mean? So it's not until about like 12, 13 years old I'm really start
Take the thing serious.
Take the thing serious.
Yeah, respect. Yeah, no, the one thing about you, Kez, is like the energy, right?
Yeah.
From different from reggae artists stands alone. To me, I'm like, wow, Kez has an energy like is unmatched. It reminds me of like, you know, I know that I's different in style, but like Damien Young, you know, constantly, upful.
Yeah, man.
And it's like the way I tried to think about it to describe it is like when you're at a festival, you're at a show, and you all of a sudden you feel the shift.
Yeah.
And you say, because this happened to me, the Khaleesi and the Washi Fire track you did. You know what I mean?
Live for today.
Yeah, I was at some festival or some show that had nothing to do with reggae, but then I was like, Kez, boom, you know what I mean? Because that shift in energy, it's that type of artist. I can hear the sound, you know what I mean?
So man. Give thanks, brother.
Man, big respect.
Yeah, man.
So so tomorrow or tonight actually you're performing Collie Buddz, Cervantes, right?
Yes.
Nice.
Yeah, man, excited for this show actually.
Okay.
I know tonight's gonna be a big one.
Okay. Yeah, there was somebody asked you 5 years ago.
Yeah.
Where did you see yourself 5 years
from now?
And I was like, I have to ask that. You know what I mean? Because what are the odds, the opportunity I'll be able to have the chance to ask you that question.
Yeah,
so
man.
do you think the progression, you're happy with where you're at with the music progression? Are you still, I know I see the band, the team is solid. And the logo and everything, it's good. And I feel like it's very serious and very professional. Yeah. And I don't think anybody should sleep on Keznamdi. You know what I mean?
I agree.
So,
I think I don't look at it like that, you know? Like, I feel like, you know, whether I'm like happy about where I am, you know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, it is what it is. And this is where I am. Yeah. And I can't change that. So if I have an emotion or an emotional response to that, can be very destructive, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So for me, I just take it a day at a time, and I feel like we're growing, and that's just the most important thing. Whether we're growing at one person at a time, or 20 at a time, or 50 at a time. We're growing.
Yeah.
And we give thanks for that.
Yes.
Because there's a lot coming from Jamaica, being a third world youth, having a passport that has no power in the world, is very we're very grateful to be in a position, because
humbling.
It's very few people who can tour at this magnitude from the island of Jamaica and represent the culture at this level. Yeah. So we're very grateful for that, and you know, like for be able to be 5 years later now, you know, I think last time we were here at the Red Rocks.
Yeah, Red Rocks.
You know what I mean? And we'll come back now again, and now we're going to link up with some people who we met at Red Rocks. Now they're going to come back again, you know what I mean? And it's just a journey, yo. I just music, you know, really at the end of the day, I see myself doing this for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Whether 10 people at my show or 10,000 people at my show. You know what I mean? This is all I know how to do. This all I know how to do. So at the end of the day, it's just like, I don't even look at it like that. I just look at it, yo, me I do music, and I hate that. That's what me there for do.
Yeah.
And it will reach the right people we need to reach, and it will. You know what I mean? Whether it's 10 people or 10,000, it will reach the person who for hear that song there.
Yeah, and it's for you too. That fulfillment lies there too. You know, you feel good when you know you're reaching these people.
Yeah, cause everybody love we're human beings, and so everybody, not saying need, but everybody loves recognition. Can't deny that. Everybody love to be recognized of whatever they're doing, whether it's music or you're a lawyer or a doctor. You want to be recognized for the work that you do, but it should never be your driving force. Your driving force is the love for your craft, you know what I mean? And when you're doing things, you're doing it for you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're not doing it for nobody else.
Yeah, that's why we're here.
You know what I mean? If you're working at Kaiser or working at a hospital as a doctor, you're not doing it for Kaiser, you're doing it for yourself. Because at the end of the day, when that patient is healed, or not healed, it come back down to you, and it represents your work. So it's the same thing in our music. If you're a patient not healed, it come down to you and the music what you are do. So really and truly, I just always I try to stay focused to the real work. The real work is in the studio and recording music. That is it.
That's my next question. Yeah. Are you voicing on the road?
Trying to. We're not really. I haven't been doing a lot of recording, but we've been doing a lot of production stuff. Like we open up a laptop and we have the musicians here. So we try to capitalize on that and really like use our time. And I always like to record the musicians while we're on tour because we're in farm. You know what I mean? Because we're going night after night. You know what I mean? So we're in farm, but vocally I haven't really mastered that yet, just because of time, and also there's a lot of noise in the bus when we're driving, so you can hear that buzzing sound. So 5 years from now, or maybe next year when we see you, we have a bigger bus with a big studio in there, and we have a album. But, you know what I mean?
we can do the podcast in the bus.
Quiet.
Nice.
You said earlier that you had the recording studio in your house. And is it still that way today?
Yeah, man. We have about 3 studios in the house now.
Wow. That's from 1 to 3.
1 to 3. 3 to 4 probably. You know what I mean? Like, man, cause there's a lot of musicians in our house. So.
Because or even circling back to that time when you were younger, did other reggae musicians utilize the studio, or was it used for them alone?
No, man. Well, having a studio, just naturally you go attract certain energy. What the name of that? What the band name there again, man? Oh my gosh, I can't believe I forget them names, star. Not Raging Fire, but similar to them, a little older than them. Man. No, not C-Sharp, man. I can't remember, but a big bands, I can't remember them name, but them used to record there. I know that I remember Turbulence used to record a lot there. Him record I could have been one of the most notorious.
Big tune.
That tune voice this, so you know what I mean?
Turbulence anthem.
Yeah, that time anthem. So he did a lot of work there. Chakula, obviously. Enough history there, man. Chronics did a lot, probably 95% time work over that year, but that's later on. But yeah, man.
Is that Reggae Mountain?
Yeah, that's a Reggae Mountain.
Because we live in the US here. We get little bits and pieces of culture from Jamaica, but I hear say they call that place Reggae Mountain.
There's a lot of culturally what's taking place on that mountain and that hill is crazy, like over the years, because one, you have Skyline Levels, which is the only live venue in Jamaica, which is very embarrassing. You know what I mean? But for know that that's the first legitimate venue that was built and designed for live music. And then 2 seconds up the road, you have another place called Dub Club, which is a very, very interesting scene right now in Jamaica, where it's a unique, curated energy of enough different people there, you know what I mean, where them just play like a specific kind of dub heavy. It's like a zone. It's almost like a subculture of reggae music, you know what I mean? And then
heavy dub.
Obviously, Chronics live there, Kelly, Sam, me, Teflon live there now. Teflon, who do a lot of the production work in Jamaica right now. Bob Marley live right there. So there's a lot of Junior Reid, them just get the place up there. So there's just like a lot of reggae happening in there every weekend. Enough culture going, is a melting pot, man.
Nice.
Yeah. I predict that in 5 years, that's going to be a huge strip in Jamaica, where it's going to be like 6 to 7 clubs.
The scene.
On that same strip.
Entertainment district.
Yeah, man. For reggae music, though, specifically.
That's
good.
Yeah, that's Jamaica. That'd be good. Jamaica needs that. Yeah. So, what about the legalization in Jamaica right now? What do you think about that? Is it from, it's been a couple of years now, as far as the progression? There was a story particularly that you told me that I was like, wow, I'd love to get that on air, on record so people could know. And now you were telling me about the airport and how the police and the government rounded up all the weed.
Oh yeah, man.
You know.
Before, remember that a lot of people don't understand. Say, yo, Rasta in Jamaica is like the filth of society. That's the perception of Rasta. It was never something that was like, you see how the whole, whenever Rastafarians or Rasta travel outside of Jamaica, the whole world love we, because what we are spread and everything. But Jamaica, one, is a very backward place when it comes on to certain like ways of thinking. And because Rasta was so forward thinking, it was almost looked down upon, because here are these people that don't comb them hair, them don't go to barber, them burn out certain things. It's literally was almost like a threat to society.
Yeah.
Because we're totally against everything what society are deal with, and we are deal with the opposite. So we was looking like there was like, it was almost like Rasta was considered madman. I walk on road, literally. That's how it was viewed. So then, no, that's when a lot of Rastas know. I don't know if you ever heard about Coral Garden incident, Bad Friday. That's when Bustamante issued like a national thing for kill Rasta. It was like literally a genocide in Jamaica, and they sweep it underneath the carpet. So just giving you that context now, fast forward to this modern day, is obviously not as, because the Rasta them fight for we can even know grow. Like me, when I went to school in my first farm, I never got to school for 2 weeks because my parents because they wanted me to cut my hair, because most of the schools in Jamaica are Catholic schools.
Yeah.
So they wanted me to cut my hair. You know what I mean? And my mother had to go plead to the Ministry of Education for damn near 2 weeks before we were really accepted. My sister Camila was the first Rasta in Immaculate Conception High School. So you can see the fight in Jamaica. It's crazy. Yet when you go outside Jamaica, it's like, and what's so interesting is that Jamaica's their biggest income is tourism.
Yeah.
What is tourism in Jamaica? 3 things alone, you know. Reggae, Rasta, and ganja. The 3 things where Jamaica government hate.
Yeah.
But yet, that is what Jamaica known for, and that is why all these tourists want to come to Jamaica. You think it's because you're beautiful sun? No, sir. Look how much island have beautiful sun. Mm-hmm. What make Jamaica special is reggae, Rasta, and ganja. And it's something what we completely neglect. Now, fast forward to the story now. Where you did a talk about now, what they used to do now is that because Rasta's income was growing marijuana and herb, and we used to grow herb on the outskirts of the city. So there's many like agendas that used to happen where them know about the farms them, and they would wait for harvest time to come, and they would literally round up all of the herb from all of the country and carry it down near to the airport, the Norman Manley Airport, where it is near the water and the sea, and they would literally put it in one big heap and just catch it afire and light it. And now it's something what they're trying to legalize. Yeah. But the problem in Jamaica with the marijuana system now, and the problem in Jamaica on a whole, is that all these people that are ahead of these things like the marijuana movement, them don't know nothing about herb. Mine shop, them probably don't even smoke herb.
True.
You know what I mean? Them can't even tell you the difference between indica and sativa, and they're the ones running and deciding what is happening in the herb business.
Yeah,
and then they're locking up all of the people now who was growing like a man like Archie. Archie is a legend from the Skyline Reggae Mountain area who sell herb to the whole of Jamaica, and it's them kind of man that you for put as the head of marijuana.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? If them man probably can't even get a license.
Especially
you know what I mean?
Because it's Jamaica.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And that is the problem I have with Jamaica, is that a lot of these ministries and a lot of these people is that, like for instance, the Ministry of Health, him don't even know if to dress a sore foot. Him don't even know if to put on a band-aid.
Wow.
The Ministry of probably don't even go through the doctor. So, oh, you for be the Ministry of Health. You can't be that.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's no disrespect to no man, but
hypocrite.
Yeah, Jamaica need more new ideas and more new. It's just like, so especially when it come on to herb, like herb is such a thing where we can really benefit from. Look how much money we owe the IMF. We need to use them. We need to send tons of marijuana to Canada. You know, see Canada start export and thing. And them thing there. Them fear take up them fear use the military for protect all of the herb in Jamaica.
Yeah.
But instead it's them taking time and them walking on eggshells and thing. But
well, that's how I feel about the industry here. Is because the taxation is so high.
Yeah.
And the only way that these companies can survive is the licensing. So they buy the license, the facility to be able to do and process, right? And then as time goes on, if the license becomes valuable, and when they want to get out of the business, they just sell the license. So they invest in all the materials, like the machinery, all the machinery. They'll invest in all those because the highest cost is the people. Mm-hmm. That's the biggest cost, is having to pay people, the payroll. So they'll pay people cheap and invest in all the machinery. And then when they go to turn over the license, they just sell everything, and they recover their loss. And then the next person does the same thing. They start. It's just a cycle. And the people that should be running the thing to make it actually work are getting lowballed. They get the low cost and they can't make any money. And then they use them up. And then
to me, that them thing is just so unfair, because it's like, yo, the struggle of Rasta got you, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just for this herb plant, and just like, I better them need just keep it illegal, yeah, man. Yeah. Cause it coming like them disrespect Rasta.
Decriminalize.
Me feel disrespected as a Rasta from Jamaica.
Yeah, because
here we suffer so much for herb. People couldn't even come to my house, you know, growing up, you know, as a Rasta, you know, because their certain parents never want their kids around Rasta because them smoke drugs and all kind of thing. And it's just the conception and the perception of this thing, yeah. You know what I mean? And it's just like, it's almost like a slap in the face, because here now you see a little money involved. I know the little small man can't get nothing. Me believe say every Rasta can grow herb legal in a Jamaica. Yeah. Legal, every Rasta man if you can do that and sell it, because what we got you feet, what it represent for we as Rasta as a spiritual sacrament. You know what I mean? You can't come tax we for no herb. For that are the least you can do for the harm and the damage that you do to families, Rasta families all around Jamaica and the world. Yeah, man, it's a tough. The herb thing. It's a tough thing right now, man.
I see the eye, because a lot of the music too, grades, and herbs. You know what I mean? These tracks, these tunes should be taken serious. You know what I mean? Because it's not a fashion trend or something to come slide by. It's a real thing.
Literally,
that we should be not like, nothing against Snoop Dogg or what he does and things like that. And I had a brethren in here who worked with Snoop for 8 years, but to the representation. You know what I mean? You pass over the earthman, the man who's in touch with the plant, who feels and the healing. You know what I mean?
And guess what's happening?
And can distribute that correctly.
Yeah, exactly. And then protect it.
Yeah, and then you pass it on to the guy who's just blowing smoke, bro.
Yeah, and the worst thing what happening right now is that because of the whole gold rush with herb now. In terms of all the countries now who are doing these rush steps now, because them realizing how much herb is a benefit to the economy, that now Jamaica now was so late, and they passed the baton and the light to the wrong person. So them don't understand the seriousness of now the fact that it's very hard to find a Jamaican strain. Now in Jamaica you only have OGs. You have sour diesel. You have all of these. And me love all these strains, but me also love my Jamaican. There's just something about the Jamaican herb. But the thing is now, what they used to argue is that the herb not strong and this and. But I lie them I tell. Because all of those people who go and buy them herb, they were them said not strong in Jamaica. Them I buy it from the wrong person.
Yeah.
Because when me get my herb strong. I mean, I do nothing to it. Me just throw the seed in the ground and it grows strong and nice and pretty and beautiful. And now we can't get back these strains. It's very hard, because I feel like there was an agenda created where they just infiltrated Jamaica. Like literally in a matter of 1 year, it's just OG, sour diesel, all these strains that are foreign to Jamaica. You know what I mean? And now, and going back to what you were saying earlier, is that it pass on to the wrong man for who can have that insight and know say, all right, Jamaica, we're going to legalize herb now, we're going to decriminalize herb. Make we get our seeds them together, bring it to the universities all around Jamaica, make we teach the youths them how to cultivate it and make sure that we keep our strains strong.
Yeah.
And nobody never did a think about them thing there. Them just a rush to the money and then now here comes now.
Bring in foreign.
We are lose with thing, man. You know what I mean? And but there's still a lot of great farmers. Like Micah is a great farmer. I don't know if you ever hear about Micah.
I was gonna say I just recently ran into a brethren who came up from Jamaica and he dropped some seeds on me.
Yeah, man.
So
you're lucky
there was
then.
skunk.
Yeah, man. Skunk, purple skunk. Yo, me. There was this. When growing up, when me about 14, 15, there was this herb where we used to have about a mango kush or mango something, but you would inhale it, and when you puff it, you don't taste anything, but when you exhale, you taste it. You taste the mango.
Yeah.
And because them used to grow the plant near to the rich mango trees in Jamaica.
Soil.
And you can literally inhale it, you don't taste it, but when you exhale it, you taste the flavor of the mango. But can't find about them thing there again.
Yeah.
Lamb's bread and them great thing they were where Jimmy Cliff and Peter Tosh and Bob them did get for smoke. We can't find them thing.
That's my favorite.
You know what I mean? So it's like
he was telling me about one brethren who's in Westmoreland, and he had been growing forever. I think his name was Sweets or something.
Yeah, you have enough legends over there.
Yeah, and they were talking to him about cultivation, and they were like, well, how long does it take for this strain? You know, how many days, how many weeks? He said, I don't know, man. He said 5 weeks. This one's 5, this one's 7, this one's... Because he's known him for so long.
You just know.
Yeah, he just knows. And they were saying they feel like... Because this brethren, he worked within some of the industry that's going on, and he was saying that he feels like that this brethren seeds have been throughout Jamaica for the last 20 years. Like he was one of the sole responsible. I have to find his name. I'll tell you when I'll find out.
Yeah,
but
man.
Yeah, I was like, wow, and it's pretty much 5 major strains that he blew up Jamaica like that.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Jamaica, definitely. And then the thing is like, the great thing about Jamaica, what I did love, but now it's obviously the culture changing around herb now, was that all of these, the herb industry now is realizing the power of THC. So they go into the plants now and they spike the THC levels. They figure out scientifically how we're going to spike the THC level. And then they forget about all of the other great things that come with the plant, which is the CBD. Tell me some more things now.
CBD. Yeah,
what else?
There's a brethren in
CBD,
CBG.
THC. Tell me
CBN.
CBG, CBGN.
All of these.
All of the terpene profiles.
And to me is no scientist, but me believes that the real medicine of the plant is the combination of all of these things.
Yes.
It's not just a spike of THC.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And that's the real medicine of the plant. And now we're forgetting that. And that's the good thing, that before this whole marijuana rush in the past 5 years, it's just like that was the beauty of our herb, was that it was untouched.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Organic.
It was untouched.
Yeah.
Literally just the sun and the sea breeze. And then what made our plant so special is the sea breeze with the mountain breeze. And that you must know about them
clash
thing,
of,
man.
Yeah, that's why the Bay Area,
and Humboldt, the emerald thing.
Yeah, because of the sea.
In Humboldt, them have the beach right there upon Trinidad right there. So
yeah, that's why those strains are so popular. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And there's a doctor that's in Africa that I was listening to him talk, and he said the body has 400 cannabinoid receptors.
Yeah.
And from hemp, you can activate 245 receptors, right? So he's saying there's 245 cures, you see, to ailment. Psh, brother.
Crazy, bro.
Brother. You know what I mean? And then you got like Canada buying up heaps of Africa to grow hemp, but leaving the African out.
Yeah.
You see?
And then no, it's dangerous too, because obviously hemp, like you can't grow hemp near no kind of herb.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because
male
hemp will
female.
Male and female. So that's even a big next topic in Jamaica, that you can't grow hemp in Jamaica because the island is too small.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
And so if you ever set up one big hemp farm in a Jamaica,
brother,
and there's rumors that them thing they want to do, but
whoa.
Yeah, Orange Hill, I hear say they make a hempcrete factory where they're making hempcrete, like concrete bricks from hemp.
Mad.
Yeah, I knew a guy who did construction like 10 years ago, and he said that they're already using it for roofs and building structures in Jamaica with hemp. So yeah, but back to the music, my brother.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a serious thing, right? Yeah, you're telling me I'm in it.
You in the thing.
I'm in the thing.
Me just up on the outskirts, you know.
Yeah, but it's good though.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You can't mix up too.
Yeah.
You know, because I like with what I've been doing and with how I got into it, I saw it as an opportunity. You know, my mom's from Honduras, and you know, she bring me a lot of merchandise from down there, and you know, our Rasta stuff, you know.
Yeah,
so
man.
and I have weed leaves. So
Yeah.
when the thing went medical here, I said, man, maybe I could go to these shops and I can sell some of this merchandise and put Rasta on the shelf, you know. So I created a little business every 2 weeks. I'd go in and I'd make some money for like for 5 shops selling merchandise, right? And then I got the opportunity when one brother was like, yo man, you should come to work for us, and you know. So then it's always been like this fine line, because Rasta and, you know, industry don't mix.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We try to keep it natural. We're spiritual people. So we walk on that level, you know what I mean?
Most of these dispensaries, them no want organic herb. Them literally tell it straight, yo, me want the drugged up herb. That me want on my shelf.
Yeah, man.
Me no want no organic. Keep your organic and all
Juice.
those generational farmers. Me no want that.
Yeah.
Me want the thing them where it coming like jugs
man.
my shelf. But what's the state of it right now here in the is it legalized here? Right now?
Yeah, it's legal, recreational, legal.
Okay,
So yeah, it's same thing though, you know.
Okay.
It's kind of, you know, that way is like, those are the leading factors, is what's the potency. You know, if you're because we work as a wholesale operation, so we sell to all these shops, and that's their criteria. Is, how high is it?
You know what we need to do?
How high is it?
You know how we have all these great cannabis cups all around? We need to find a cannabis cup now that is about everything of the plant. Not just the THC
Celebrating
levels. Because what they do is that them test the plant and say, all right, this have 33.3% of THC. You in the cup.
Yeah.
But now what we need to do is find a cannabis cup now where it's like the overall everything, like who have the most of everything in a them plant. No, that is up, but that plant them you want bun. Or steam.
Yes, sir.
You know?
Man, you know, because even they do an analysis on all of the herb before we can sell it.
Yeah.
They take it to a laboratory and they analyze the herb, right? And they say, okay, it has this much THC. But then the other parts of the cannabinoids and the terpenes and the other parts of the plant, like you're describing, you have to pay extra to get that type of result.
Yeah, man.
You have to pay the laboratory more money for them to tell you a certain CBD or a certain terpene in it.
We have to care for what we are doing, you know, because we not gonna know what we really are doing. Only like a decade from now, we're gonna really know how much this really affect our brain. These spikes of THCs.
True.
And like even the youths them now, like they have a total different relationship with herb.
Yes,
because most of the youths growing up now in like say 10-year-olds now, right? They're growing up with the acceptance of marijuana, whether it's decriminalized, whether like it's accepted in society that herb is not a bad thing anymore. That is a common thing in most places. And so you can just imagine the relationship with most of these youths, them now go probably smoke. It's gonna be so digitized, it's gonna be so, you know, like me dabbing about me just I say like most of them youth are dab now, like when they come like them are replace the flower, and it's just like it's a lot of great things, but a lot of like, whoa, what does this really mean 10 years from now? For a whole entire generation. You know?
I had a brethren that, you know, entered to judge the cup, right, and got of the vape pens, right?
There we go. Yeah.
And CBD.
Me use packs like
CBD vape, right? But the one thing that brought to my attention is, you know, he had to judge like 7 of them, and when you open them up and you start taking out the packaging and you take everyone out, you realize how far from herb you've gone because of the technology and then all the packaging. It's like, is this really what herb is? You know what I mean? We don't need all that, and then it's all mechanical, you know. So to me, it was just like far removed from where marijuana and herb really comes from its roots, you know what I mean? So the same way, like with my kids too, you know, it's like I want to be that role model where the that's why I continue to fight and do what I do, is because I feel like there needs to be this representation of a positive one, not someone who's educated, that's educating people on herb. You know what I mean? And highlights those good points and you can look up to, instead of someone who's just blowing smoke, or, I have some perps, or I have this, that's sour diesel. It's gas, bro. You know what I mean? That's cool and all, but do you really appreciate, for me, I know my taste buds, I can tell you what strain from where and when, you know what I mean? If I try anything, because I'm so calculated and I appreciate it.
Me was the prime minister in Jamaica, would I make it illegal not to have 5 plants in your garden? Because many things. Because one, now you have enough herb in your country, and it's a gold rush now, you can't deny that. So economic, or the word?
Economically?
Yeah, that word there. It benefit, but also now when you plant a seed, like me have a brethren in Jamaica where him name Jamel, right?
Yeah.
And this brethren, him burn herb constantly, right round the clock, spliff after spliff, and him never plant a seed in him life. And me always tell him, say you're wicked, because you love this thing so much and you don't even understand.
Yeah.
You don't even understand the depths of this thing here. You need to plant a seed as a man. Well, you smoke it so much, at least throw one in a little pot, man.
Yeah, man.
You need to do that as a man will love herbs, so you can understand the fullness of it.
Yeah, exactly.
But it's crazy though. Like, it's just crazy if you see this herb, and like, it's like herb is like the plant kingdom a big celebrity, When herb a walk around in the city, them in the plant world, a big celebrity, When everybody want to take picture, see him there, him that, him come out of jail now, and man, a big celebrity, man. So if you see the plant now, it's just like, it just interesting. Yeah, man.
I think that's a song in the works right there.
Yeah, man, right. That's a
big celebrity.
Yeah, man. Herb, a big celebrity.
So now, I know I seen the brand, and I was telling T that I wanted to, want to get a shirt to support, I buy it, to support I know how that goes. So, you have something going, you like tell everybody, you're like, I'm gonna get this, I'm getting it, and then everybody's like, yeah, man, I'll get it when I see you, and then you get it, and then everybody's like, oh, that's nice, bro, but they never like actually come out the pocket and support. So I want to purchase, you know what I mean? I'm on the strength, brother.
Respect
for real.
Respect that.
So but with that said, the logo and I know you guys are trying some new things with the design and everything like that. Can you speak on where you're headed with that? I know T, you said you want to say a little bit.
I think right now we're in the space as a team where we're trying to move from a merch kind of situation to an actual like store or actual like clothing line
or a brand.
Yeah, and basically cause we never want to just create merch, Keznamdi merch. We actually wanted to create a clothing line that actually now represent the melodies that we're singing.
Okay.
And that's I know a lot of people are probably seeing on my social media pages like this elephant that we have.
Yeah.
And really that's kind of like the first introduction of it for your mind. So we haven't announced anything, but we wanted to say, all right, let's just put this image out there. The elephant, and we're going to retell the story of the elephant.
Deep.
You know what I mean? Because I feel like the elephant are really the king of the jungle.
Yeah.
Like the lion now have enough girl and hype and like
the mind
and thing, but elephant now are the humble one with him family. The elephant are vegan. You know what I mean? When the elephant go to the water, everybody a drink water. A lion can't taste an elephant. Elephant will just step on a lion quick.
Yeah.
So really, and then there's enough great things where we and my brethren them like Awit and T and who we got even deeper into the research of this when we started to bring forth this concept. We even went deeper into it to know that there a lot of elephants are becoming distinct. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So it's also now awareness of it, but we also so anyway, I don't have on I should have wear my elephant shirt today, but really and truly is a way where it's the power of the mind, So we just I feel like when you see a text it's harder for people to remember. But an image, when somebody sees an image, you can't forget that image.
Yeah.
So that's why. But January of next year, January 2020, we're going to do the official launching of it. We're doing a lot of sampling right now. We have so much different samples of different ideas and different things, because I kind of underestimated what it really was to create a clothing line.
Yeah, same way.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like it really take a lot of designing and stuff, and like me, I have a very good eye for things, for art. I grew up in a very artistic home, so like I'm very like picky in terms of what I want. So it's just like, where you can ask him, even Pachoni, who creates a lot of our content and does a lot of our amazing videos. He's the man right there. Him can tell you how hard it is working with me. Because visually, I know, you know what I mean? Like, I want it really. But it getting there, man. I'm very excited to announce it. And this is actually the first time on air that we're actually even saying it, because we wanted to kind of keep it a little bit of a mystery. Of like, what is this elephant thing where they put out, you know? So
well, it really favors Ganesh, you know.
Yeah.
When I first saw it, I said, well, I'll Ganesh that.
Yeah.
Ganesh is the Hindu god
exactly
of prosperity and good beginnings.
All right.
And the remover of obstacles.
Exactly.
You know, so
that was another thing that
I feel the Ganesh vibes in it. You know,
the third eye is what caught me. You know, with the logo, I'm like, oh, the elephant. I was like, that's tight. And then the third eye, I was like, wow. You know, it's deep because you know, like you say, elephants, the memory.
Royal.
And royal for sure, and the life. Just to think, you know, what they see at their level. You
and
know,
even what the elephant just stand for to me, just very majestic and very like, I feel like even in the human world, I feel like the human world is very hard to find meet a noble person. Yeah. Someone who is noble. Like, tell me how much honorable and noble, like somebody who hold a order, you know what I mean? And I feel like the elephant in the animal kingdom, and the elephant is one of those kind of noble, majestic animals where it's just like people overlook them because they're so humble and just calm and thing. The only thing is that you can't forget them because they're so massive.
Yeah, brother. And it struck a nerve, you know, for me, that's Akabeka. You know what I mean? Yeah, and big up to the eye.
Yeah, man.
And,
yeah, man.
You know,
definitely sad to hear that.
Yeah, man. Big up to Blood Pressure for letting me do some DJing the other night, last Saturday. In respects of transcending of the eye.
Yeah, man. He was definitely
because
one of them
that's one who hold the order.
Yeah, man. Definitely.
Yeah, man. And you know, it's for what I was telling the brethren is for all of us, for Rasta people, that's one that causes us all to recalibrate. And say, what are we doing? What's our direction? How can we go sharper? And you know what I mean. So that got me.
Yeah,
for real.
Real talk, man.
But with Kez, do you see yourself like producing artists and that in that direction? As because now you're becoming like, I don't want to say a vet, but you're very experienced and very professional. You know, the whole reggae revival group, you know what I mean, from Dread Island to Kabaka to everyone is, you know, I really feel like everybody is sharp. You know, J9 and everyone. And so now that you've got this experience under your belt, what would you tell? I guess there's a couple questions. What would you tell artists that are younger than you coming up, and do you see yourself producing or leaning in that direction to help other artists come up? Because I notice for me, when I'm listening to reggae, what catches my ear and get, you know, like Issa and all these artists that I'm like, man, you know, I try to show love and post on as much as I can to support them, because I feel like again, you can't sleep on some of the younger generation.
Definitely.
We're constantly growing.
Yeah, I feel like from a production level, I produce majority of my stuff, right? Yeah. So naturally, we love producing, and I feel like production for me is way more fun, because I feel like the artist thing is like it almost becoming a job now, like in the sense of like just keeping up and just keeping the ball rolling and the whole administrative aspect of it and all of that. But production now, because I don't do it professionally in terms of I produce for myself, but I don't it's very fun for me, you know
it's
what I mean?
Not a service,
it's not you know, and there's a lot of talent in Jamaica that I see right now that definitely we're stepping into that direction, because as you say, like, as little as we are, we're still learning a lot, and we need to share that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And we need to share our resources. We need to share all of our connections that we build over the years. We need to share our little musical experience that we have with more talent, because I feel like all of the greats die. That's our problem. We want our greats them to live till them are 95.
Yes, sir.
So what happens now is that when these greats die now, alright, look upon Jay-Z. Show you in a hip-hop world. The hip-hop world now, Jay-Z is a perfect example of the complete cycle of what a hip-hop artist looks like. In terms of, you got to see Jay-Z when he was 16. You get to see him when he was 25. Now you get to see him when he's about to touch 50.
Yeah.
And not only just seeing him touching, but doing it successfully. So now, even from a rapper now, just because Jay-Z is alive, their thinking is way more long-term now, because here is a physical representation of, imagine if Tupac or B.I.G. was still alive.
Same with Nas.
Same with Nas. It's like, here's this physical representation of an artist who is still very relevant in the music scene and doing great works. So with reggae now, you know, like I really believe that, like, if Bob was alive, reggae would be at a total different place, because them man, it was just so, his business etiquette was on a different level. Them man, they buy record shop in Jamaica. Them man, they, even before him start really make money, them man, they sell record on him bicycle and a move around. So now there's no physical representation, because Bob was just about to really lock down the whole place in terms of, like, the whole label, the Tough Gang label and the whole thing. But now it's just like, because it never, not saying that there's a lot more other greats who are alive who are doing it, but we need more of them. So we as youths now can pass a baton to us, and
we have that path.
Yeah, that path.
Yeah.
And that thing what we can learn from the mistakes and learn from the things that worked. And so going back to what you say, definitely. Because it would be, I think it would be a little bit, I think every artist should possibly think about doing that, actually.
Longevity.
Yeah, and think about passing the baton and thing. But we love producing, and like, me really becoming lately in the past 3 years, I've been really becoming a music fanatic.
Okay.
You know what I mean? In terms of actually diving into my craft, like vocally, like musically, production wise and thing, and definitely very excited for the people to hear our upcoming album.
Nice.
Which is again another thing that nobody, you know what I mean? We finished it in February, March, and we've been like prepping the world premiere.
Okay.
And we're going to be the top of 2020. And I feel like this is going to be a very special moment along my music journey, because I feel like I finally accomplished what I've been trying to accomplish on the musical scope and scene, where it's just like what sound and what frequency does Keznamdi bring to the world?
Yeah.
And what do I bring to the table? You know what I mean? And early on in my years, I feel like I was doing a lot of exploring, which was very necessary to really explore like what I'm really doing. And now I really feel that place now where I'm actually taking what's in here and bringing it into
Manifest.
reality,
Yeah.
musically.
Yeah, manifest.
Like a lot of times I would make music and it doesn't come out how I saw it in my mind. It still sounded good. You know what I mean? It was a great song and everything, and it was a great record, but it wasn't consciously that's not where I wanted to go. I'm finally reach that place in our music where I can figure it out and like make sure that the first initial feeling and sound that I wanted to create finish and sound like that when the song is done. Mm-hmm. So I feel like this project is really going to do that for me and show people to that. A lot of people don't know that 90% of the work me I literally produce it and I play the guitar and I drum program and now people don't know them things. So
respect.
I think that this album definitely gonna do that, you know, and it's my debut
highlight
album.
Those things.
Yeah,
nice. That's what's up.
So definitely especially this album also took my musicality to another level, and that's another reason why I want.
And to hear you say that's big, because you know you got levels, skyline levels. You know what I mean? So I know that's big. And any works with Chronics in the future, and I know that you know.
Well, you know, Chronics are my brother, you know. So like naturally, we have enough things. You know what I mean? We have enough ideas, enough voice notes on my phone, where songs are literally on a voice. Like what do you mean? I drop my phone on the highway, cause I left it on top of my car, and the amount of voice note with so much artists. I said, Jesus, if me lose this man, it'll be a problem. I'm gonna go back on the highway and find it and recover it. But we have enough ideas, and it just come back down to time and place, and just like, you know, actually, you know, just getting into a space to finish the idea.
Yeah.
We have enough things with my sister Kelly, and on this album we have some huge features. So I'm excited for the world to hear that. So yeah.
Nice, good to hear. I'm glad. We respect, you know, longevity, prosperity as we move forward for the eye. Man. Respect. Yeah. So, what's the lineup look like the next couple of days? Like, where you headed from here?
We do Denver. We do our next city in Colorado tomorrow.
Colorado Springs. And then we get a little day off. Wait, no, that's a lie. Today's Friday, right? Saturday. Oh yeah. So tomorrow, we just did a 4-show run this week, and then Monday we get a little day off, and then we hit the East Coast. We're doing Chicago, we're doing DC, New York. Very excited to go to Toronto and Montreal, because we have a lot of people who support with community and support what we're really doing. So like, for go there for not the first time, but to go there at this level. Last time we went there, just kind of like touching base and like thing, but now we're coming with our band and our thing. So I'm very excited for that. We're doing Chicago already. We're doing the whole of the East Coast, man. We have like literally 25 more dates. Okay, so just warm.
Just a warm.
Just warm. I know it's kind of cold over there, but I want to say big up Yasami and Candace, who made the link with me and T.
Yeah, man.
So we can make
respect
this link,
Candice,
you know, Idolist Creations.
Yeah,
so
man.
big up them for sure. When I saw you coming to Red Rocks last time, I was like, wow, that's big. Yeah. You know what I mean? I have to go support. And unfortunately, you hooked me up with tickets, but I got there late. Yeah. I heard you. I heard you as I was coming up the steps, and I was like, oh, man.
Yeah, so man, Red Rocks was a wicked show, yo. That show, like Red Rocks.
Real venue.
Oh, my gosh. Yo, I've never, literally, it was just like, the whole time I felt like, I don't know if I explain it, like it was just to look at this thing what them create, and to know that somebody actually thought about this. Somebody came and was driving past the Red Rocks area and looked upon it and said, yo, we should create a venue out of these rocks and make it an acoustic thing and do something sick
sound,
and make it sound nice and look nice and feel nice. And then they brought it to reality, and for experience that was really nice. But this show, you're forward tonight.
Yeah, I'm coming tonight.
Make sure you don't miss it this time.
Nah, I'm not gonna miss it.
You have to make sure you catch the first inch or the first note.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, man. For real. That's what's up. Well, bless up. You know, I think you got anything blood pressure? You
good to go?
Yeah, big respects to you, and I appreciate you.
Yeah, man. Thank you for having us. And you know, so anytime we come to your city, we have to sit down and reason and want a little reasoning.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, man, for sure. And give thanks for the gift.
Smelling
up the office right now.
Yeah, that's some fire herbs, some good organics.
Yeah, man, love it, man. Smell it.
Yeah, man. So big up. Thanks for everybody for listening to Wear the Crown, episode 4 in the books with my man Keznamdi and my man Blood Pressure.
Yes,
stay tuned. Check it out. The website, negoosorderco.com. Please check out the Rasta Rolling Papers. Love and support to everyone out there. Give thanks and praises to the Most High.
Rastafari.
Yes,
man. More
bless
love.
love.
More life.